Welcome to A Safe Place with Ellen. Today we want to talk about some possible warning signs that someone you love might be in an abusive relationship. One of the things that you may see is when you see a person who is being insulting unnecessarily. They may be putting a person down, they may be just, bad-mouthing them in a group. That might be a signal that one of those two people are in an abusive relationship. Another sign that someone you love may be in an abusive relationship if they're constantly worried about angering their partner, if they're walking on eggshells, if they're talking about things like, I've got to be home at this time, he'll get angry or she'll get angry. Those are things, if they're constantly worried, I've got to be home at a certain time. Those are some real clear signs that there may be something going on. One of the things to look for is if you see a couple and one of the two is making excuses or blaming themselves for the behavior of the other. That is a big sign. Maybe it's my fault, or he's just tired. Look for that. Just making excuses for maybe even the insults that he's putting out there. That could be a sign. If you're looking to see if someone is maybe in an abusive relationship, another sign would be if there's excessive jealousy or possessiveness. That could be a big sign. Who are they on the phone with? If they're always checking up on them, if they're constantly calling them at work, or even if they're on vacation, if they're taking a girl's vacation and he's calling every day, 2 or 3 times a day, it's a sign. And remember, these are just signs, but they're things to pay close attention to. Another sign would be unexplained bruises or marks. And I probably don't even have to say this, because if we're already expecting or thinking that someone we love is in an abusive relationship, we're already looking for those bruises and marks. It's a sign. Question. But remember, if you're going to question the person who has the bruises, be gentle. If your loved one has stopped spending time coming over to visit, makes excuses why they can't, I've got to do this or I've got to do that, talk to them about that. And if they say, I've got to do this with my loved one, or I've got to do this with him, or if they're finding little excuses not to come over, again, be very gentle, but talk to them about why they're not coming over, because it could be a form of isolation. And remember, that was one of the things that we look for too, is if they're pulling away, which was exactly what I'm talking about, that isolation. If someone, they're trying to keep them away from people who care about them. Just look for that. If the person that you're thinking about and you're wondering if they're in an abusive relationship becomes depressed or increasingly anxious, and we all know that we all have that every day, but it's going to be the type of depression and anxiety when they're not around and you may visit. That's when the depression's going to be, or depression because they can't visit. And remember, they're going to give you all of these reasons why they can't visit. They may not tell you that they're being abused. Remember, it's embarrassing for them, and they kind of feel ashamed. So when we're trying to figure out if someone we love is in an abusive relationship, these are signs. It doesn't mean it's happening. It's a big possibility that it is happening. And when we're talking with the person that we love and that we are thinking that they're in this type of relationship, we have to be slow and go at their pace. Because if we push, they're just going to kind of shrink back, because they're living with the abuser. Remember that. If you think that someone that you love is in an abusive relationship, what I'm going to say to you is talk to them, and don't accuse, don't be angry. Just get information, support. We have to support the people that we love. And we need to remember they're in this relationship for a reason. And we can't shame them. We don't want to say, get out. Why are you still in this relationship? One of the worst things you can say to a person that is in an abusive relationship, why did you stay? Why are you there? Because, we all have our own reasons to stay in an abusive relationship, and we have to respect those reasons. And when someone is ready to leave an abusive relationship, our most important role is to be there to support them. We have to support them. And if that's just listening, providing a safe ear, providing a place to be, someone to talk to, and just listen, is one of the most important things that we can do for someone we love that is in an abusive relationship. We could say, why don't you leave? But if they're not ready and us pushing them, it doesn't feel good for the person you're trying to make feel good. It doesn't feel safe for the person that you're trying to make feel safe, because that's what we're trying to do. We want the people that we love to be safe, and if we think they're not, we're going to be on high alert, and that's okay. But what we want to do is to make them feel safe. Let them know that I'll be here when and if you're ready. I will always be here. That's what you want to let them know. Don't make them feel bad for staying. Don't make them feel bad for hiding it or covering it up. We all have our reasons, and they have their reasons. Just support them. That's what I can tell you that you can do the most, is give that support and be that listening ear. Before we leave today, one of the things I want you guys to really understand is that your loved one may decide to leave, and they may decide to go back. What we really, really want to do is, we talked about support. If they decide to go back to what we consider an abusive relationship, what I want you to remember is that women go back and they leave up to 7 times. But what they need most, again, is our support. Don't give up on them. Don't threaten that if you go back, I'm not going to help you at all. I'm not going to help you again. Please don't do that. Continue to support, because there will be a time that if they are in a relationship, they will leave, and they're going to need you more than ever. I want to thank you for being here with me today, and I hope that what we've talked about today will help someone tomorrow. Thank you.